Hello students, I am Dr. Anita Pandey from Shri Shankaracharya Mahavidyalaya Junwani Bhilai, and today I am going to explain about saving and investments. Introduction. Let's start my introduction. What is saving and what is investment? Actually, saving and investment often are used interchangeably, but there is a difference. Actually, saving is setting aside money you don't spend now for emergencies or for a future purpose. It's money you want to be able to access quickly with little or no risk and with the least amount of taxes. Financial institutions offer a number of different saving options. Let's see what is investing. Investing is buying assets such as stocks, bonds, mutual funds or real estates with the expectation that your investment will make money for you. Investments usually are selected to achieve long-term goals. Generally speaking, investment can be categorized as income investment or growth investments. Let's see what is the importance of saving and investment. On the level of individuals, saving and investment give them peace of mind and act as safety cushion in case of emergency. Saving is also vital for increasing the amount of fixed capital available which contributes to economic development. Investment fulfill the capital requirement of the business in an economy, and the works of Arthur Lewis in 1950s also reinforce this linkage between saving and investment. For example, they portray the central task of economic development as that of raising the proportion of national income saved and invested from 4 to 5% to 12 to 15%. Let's see the trends impacting savings in India. First one is in respect of public sector, a significant decline in the disserving of government administration as enabled by the fiscal consolidation coupled with improved profitability of departmental enterprises and non-departmental undertakings contributed to higher savings. Household saving rate exhibited marginal improvement in 2007 and 2007-8 over the previous year owing to a rise in the physical saving rate. The rate of gross domestic capital formation GDCF also peaked at 39.1% of GDP in 2007, and the saving investment balance widened during 2007-8, reflecting continuous surge in the investment activity ahead of the saving rate. However, the pandemic of COVID-19 has taken its toll on the Indian economy. The slump in economy has affected saving too, with the savings rate touching a 15 years low and household savings also fall. This has weakened India's macroeconomic position, which is already hobbled by low investment and rising external borrowings to fund capital needs. Household saving also declined as consumers spent more in purchasing durables and traveling. Indian households contribute to about 60% of country's saving. Trends. Let's see what are these trends, how these trends are impacting saving in India. India's gross saving fell to 30.1% of the gross domestic product in fiscal 2019 from 34.6% in fiscal 2012 and 36% in 2007-8. Data from Central Statistical Organizations shows the previous low was 29% in 2003 and 4. As a percent of GDP, household savings fell from 23% in 2012 and 18% last year. An investor is the backbone of capital market of any economy, as he is the one lending his surplus resources of funding and setting up of or expansion of companies in return for financial gain. The investment landscape in India in the last few years have received tremendous support from the governing authorities and strong initiatives to either remodel or introduce new policies to help young startups and also to essay the flow of FII or FDP. FII stands for Foreign Institutional Investors and FDP Foreign Direct Investment in the country are yielding results. The introduction of GST, one of the biggest implemented charges, was widely appreciated across business house. India received a total of $37.3 billion capital inflow in 2017 in comparison to $36.3 billion in the previous fiscal as investment. Trends are slowly changing in the investment scenario of India. Number one is smart investments. Let's see what is smart investment. The investment in the startup space in India has witnessed considerable slowdown in the last few quarters, but this degrowth can be attributed to investors now being more prudent in investing in early age startups. Second is selective investment. The investors to an extent are now playing safe and keen invest in startups that have created recognizable market traction about a reliable order book and are constantly innovating to develop improved products to keep pace with competition in terms of price or quality and extendable services. IPO driven investments. IPO, initial public offers, which companies, when companies issue the fresh shares, first time shares, that is called IPO. Largely PE driven investments are now driven towards proven business ventures that are now close to announcing IPOs. PE driven means private equity. It is PE stands for private equity. Next is investors collaboration. Investors collaboration to create large corpus driven towards few ventures to build a strong equity has been a new trend. Next is new investment segment. Investment in new technology like blockchain, cryptocurrencies, esports, gaming and home automation have witnessed considerable growth in the last few quarters. Indian healthcare segment are also impacting investments. Another prime area where investors are willing to invest in the underserved healthcare sectors. Indian healthcare services provides are historically concentrated in the tier 1 and 2 location, whereas nearly 60% of our population resides beyond that without the availability of proper medical infrastructure and medical practitioners. Vernacular and NLP. This is one of the most promising trends that will bring about the entire country online as it focused on the non-English speaking population. India is a multilingual country. India is a multilingual country. It provides a vast opportunity for startups to develop deep tech in core NLP engines. NLP, Neuro Linguistic Programs. NLP stands for Neuro Linguistic Programs. Thank you. This is enough for today.